Carson City can be a great place to live. That does not mean it's right for everyone. A lot of buyers get interested because the location looks almost perfect.
Reno's close enough to use and Tahoe feels accessible, but Carson Valley sits nearby.
That pace looks calmer, and the homes can feel more approachable than certain surrounding markets. On paper, Carson City can seem like the easy answer.
Real life is where decisions get more complicated. Some people move here and feel like they finally found the version of Northern Nevada that they always wanted. Others arrive here with the wrong expectations and slowly realize the lifestyle does not match the picture they had in their head.
That's what this video is about. I'm not here to talk you out of Carson City. We're here to help you figure out whether this city actually fits you before you make an expensive decision.
Because a good real estate decision is not just about finding a nice house. Its location has to support the way that you actually live. The pace has to match your personality.
That home search needs to fit your expectations, and your routine can't be fighting the city you live in every single week.
So today, we're talking about who Carson City is not for. If you're considering Carson City and comparing it with Reno, Tahoe, Gardnerville, Minden, Genoa, Dayton, or anywhere else in Northern Nevada, comment with the place you're comparing it to.
That comparison usually reveals what you're really trying to find.
I'm Jill Larson with the Larson Miller Group, and we help buyers and sellers and move-up homeowners and investors make confident real estate decisions throughout Carson City and Northern Nevada.
And I'm Mirette Miller. Let's start with the first person who might struggle here. Carson City is probably not for you if you need a bigger city environment every day. This is one of the most important filters.
Carson City has restaurants, services, local businesses, medical care, shopping, schools, trails, parks, golf courses, government office, and community activities. The city still moves at a different pace than Reno.
Someone coming from a larger area might notice that quickly. You're not going to get endless nightlife, and the restaurant scene is not trying to compete with the major city. Entertainment options exist, but they're not stacked on every corner.
Shopping is useful, although certain specialty purchases may send you towards Reno. That can be perfectly fine for the right person. A buyer wants a calmer home base, may love that Carson City does not feel overwhelming.
Someone who needs constant stimulation might feel limited faster than they expect. And that's where people really need to separate peace from boredom. Those two words can describe the same place depending on the person saying them.
One buyer hears quieter and feels an absolute sense of relief. The other hears quieter and starts worrying about what they're going to do after work. Neither reaction is wrong.
The issue comes up, though, when someone says they want calm and still expects big city access without having a drive. Carson City can give you a grounded lifestyle with larger markets nearby.
It will not give you Reno's daily energy from your front door. If that matters to you, be honest about it now. A beautiful home will not fix that feeling that the city itself is too quiet for your personality.
The second person who might not be the best fit is someone who wants walkable, dense, urban lifestyle. Certain areas of Carson City offer more access to downtown, local restaurants, historic streets, and community spaces, but that does not make the whole city walkable the same way someone from a dense urban market might expect.
You will likely drive here. Daily life often depends on your car. Errands, appointments, groceries, school logistics, work, the recreation may involve moving around the region. For some people, that feels completely normal. A buyer coming from a city where they rarely use a car may experience Carson City really differently.
It's totally true. This matters because your walkability can shape your entire lifestyle. If your ideal day includes leaving your house and walking to coffee, shopping, restaurants, your work, or entertainment without thinking about parking, Carson City might not deliver that consistently.
A person who likes driving a short distance for most things may not care. Someone who wants density and immediate street-level activity could feel really disconnected. This does not mean Carson City has no charm.
Totally. Those historic areas, the downtown access, and the local streets can be really appealing. But still, charm and walkability aren't the same thing. You need to know which one you're actually asking for.
A buyer who wants beautiful older homes near town may find it a great fit. The person expecting a full urban experience may need to compare carefully.
That's why touring the area matters. Don't just look at that distance on a map. You gotta pay attention to how you would actually move through the city. Consider where you'd park. Think about how often you wanna drive.
Ask whether the amount of walkability available fits your lifestyle or does it just sound nice in theory? That distinction can save you from regret. Carson City may not be right for someone who wants every convenience immediately nearby.
This one's subtle because the city is convenient in so many practical ways. You've got daily services, groceries, medical care, gyms, restaurants, schools, government offices, trails, and regular errands are all an easy part of life here. The difference is variety and scale.
A large city gives you more choice. Reno may offer more specialty services, bigger retail options, expand your medical networks, more entertainment, and a wider range of dining. Tahoe gives a completely different recreational and tourism-driven experience. Carson City just sits in its own lane.
It can be convenient without being endless, and that works well for buyers who want enough options without feeling surrounded by constant activity. But it may frustrate someone who expects every niche service, store, restaurant experience close by. That's where expectations matter.
Some buyers are happy to use Reno when they need something larger. Others do not want to drive for anything beyond the basics. Before moving here, think through what convenience means to you.
Is it enough to have practical services just nearby? Would you get annoyed if certain things required planning? Does a smaller local scene feel easier or limiting? Can you enjoy a favorite handful of restaurants, or do you need constant variety?
Those questions sound simple, but they matter after you live here. The city may fit you beautifully, and you may want a manageable lifestyle with regional options. A buyer who wants a big city convenience without big city living may need to decide which priority matters more. Carson City cannot be everything to everyone at once.
No place can. The next person who might struggle is someone with unrealistic housing expectations. Carson City has a wide range of homes. That variety can be one of the best parts of the market.
It can also surprise buyers who expect every option to feel polished, new, spacious, and easy. Some homes have older character, and others feel practical and really straightforward.
You'll see updated properties, luxury pockets, view-driven homes, smaller lots, larger lots, traditional layouts, unique floor plans, and houses that need work. The market does not always behave like a clean master plan suburb, and that's not a negative, but it requires sharper judgment.
If you expect every home to be newer, low maintenance, perfectly laid out, and move-in ready, at your ideal price point, Carson City may really test your patience. Older homes can carry maintenance questions. Renovated properties need to be evaluated beyond just the finishes.
A lower price can come with condition trade-offs. A more expensive home can reflect location, scarcity, views, land, or upgrades rather than perfection. That's why buyers need to understand what they're willing to own.
A charming home may ask more of you over time. A practical property might not feel exciting, but it could really live better. A higher-end listing still deserves careful evaluation, and really no price point removes the need for due diligence.
This is especially important for buyers moving from out of state, because every market has its own housing personality. Carson City is not going to recreate that exact inventory profile of the place that you left.
A buyer who accepts that can make a smarter decision. Someone who keeps comparing every property to a completely different market may feel really frustrated. Before you start touring, define what your non-negotiables are.
Absolutely. You have to know where you can be flexible. Understand whether you want character, condition, space, location, views, low maintenance, or payment comfort the most. Trying to get every single thing at once can make that search feel impossible. Carson City rewards buyers who know which trade-offs are worth it.
It can frustrate buyers who want the market to bend around a perfect wish list. Carson City may also be the wrong fit if your commuting needs are not aligned with your location. The city can work extremely well for people who understand their regional movement.
And it can become inconvenient when buyers underestimate how often they need to go somewhere else. If your work's in Reno several days a week, that matters. Regular appointments in another city should shape your search.
Family obligations, flights, school choices, business needs, a weekend habit can change the best location. A map can make everything look really manageable, but a repeated drive changes how that decision feels.
And this isn't about scaring anyone away from Carson City. Plenty of people live here and move through northern Nevada comfortably. I know it's my favorite. The key is knowing whether your routine fits that setup.
Someone who travels north often may need to think carefully about where they land in Carson City. A household connected to Gardnerville, Minden, or Genoa may experience the city just a little bit different from a buyer whose life is centered in town. People who want Tahoe access should be realistic about how often they're going to actually use it.
The location has to match the pattern of your life. If you hate driving, Carson City might not feel as convenient as it looked online. A buyer who enjoys having a home base with regional access may be very happy here. That's the filter.
Do you want a city that gives you access to northern Nevada, or do you want everything concentrated around you? Those are really different lifestyles. Around this point, comment what the drive you would be making most often if you lived here.
Reno, Carson Valley, Tahoe, Dayton, or would you say mostly in Carson City? That answer can tell you a lot about whether this area makes sense.
Another person who may not love Carson City is someone who dislikes high desert weather. The climate here is part of the lifestyle. You get dry air, bright sun, seasonal change, cold mornings in the winter, warm summers, windy Nevada, and nearby mountain conditions that can really influence plans. Some people love that, and other times, people just need to adjust to that lifestyle.
If you're coming from a humid climate, that dryness will surprise you. A buyer used to mild coastal weather is going to notice the temperature swings. Someone who's expecting Tahoe conditions can understand the difference between living in Carson City and visiting the lake. Weather affects more than what you wear.
It can change how you think about the landscape, outdoor time, home maintenance, heating, cooling, driving, recreation, and comfort. That does not mean that climate is bad. It means you should respect it before moving here.
People who love sunshine, open skies, outdoor access, and a 4-season variation might find that environment appealing. We actually have some of the most sunny days of the year in the country. A person who wants lush greenery, humidity, mild temperatures year-round, or very little seasonal change might feel differently.
This is another place where honesty really helps. Do you like the idea of the high desert, or do you actually enjoy living in it? A weekend visit may answer that fully. Try to understand the year, not just in the season that you happen to see. Carson City has a beautiful setting, but the beauty comes with specific climate.
You need to know whether that climate supports the life you want. The next filter we want to look at is shopping and dining habits. Carson City might not be the best for someone who wants to try endless new places, but that doesn't mean there's nothing here.
Local restaurants, coffee shops, casual dining services, and everyday retail does really exist here. The issue is variety compared with the larger markets. Some buyers love having their go-to spots, while others want constant novelty.
If trying new restaurants is a major part of your lifestyle, you'll find yourself heading to Reno more often. A person who wants luxury shopping, large retail variety, or niche specialty stores should also compare those expectations carefully. Carson City can handle daily life. It might not satisfy every preference without using the broader region.
For many residents, that is a fair trade. They get a calmer home base and use Reno or Tahoe when they want something different. I know we do. A buyer who wants everything inside the city may see some trade-offs and some drawbacks. Neither perspective is really wrong.
The important part is knowing your own habits. The city should fit the way you spend your time, not just the way you imagine yourself spending it. If you rarely go out and mostly want peace, services, and access, Carson City is going to feel very comfortable.
When your lifestyle depends on constant restaurant rotation, shopping variety, entertainment density, another market may really fit you better.
Carson City is also not ideal for buyers who want that resort feeling of Tahoe without Tahoe realities. This comes up more than people realize.
Some buyers want mountain access, lake proximity, scenic beauty, and outdoor recreation. Carson City can support a lot of that, but it does not feel like living in a resort town or even Tahoe.
The daily energy is very different. You're not surrounded by lake tourism in the same way, and the housing market is very different. The services, traffic patterns, weather, and lifestyle all have their own character.
That really can be a benefit. A buyer who wants access to Tahoe without living in the middle of Tahoe may love Carson City. Someone who truly wants that resort identity may feel like something is missing. That same idea applies to Reno.
Carson City can give you access to Reno without giving you that full urban lifestyle. And that's not a flaw, but it is a difference. Buyers who understand that difference can make a strong decision.
People who expect one place to imitate another usually really end up disappointed. So if you're considering Carson City because of what surrounds it, make sure you also like the city itself. You should enjoy the home base, not just the places you can drive from it. That brings us to one of the most important filters.
Carson City may not be for someone who wants the cheapest possible option without thinking about full cost. Nevada's tax structure can look appealing, especially if you're coming from a higher tax state.
That does not mean every home here is automatically affordable to own. The full cost includes mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, repairs, commuting, sales tax, and the condition of the home itself. A lower price can be misleading if the property actually needs work.
A home farther out may look cheaper too until driving becomes part of the cost. And an older property can feel wonderful, but it might require a larger maintenance reserve.
Affordability has to be measured beyond the purchase price. And this really does matter for first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, investors, and relocators. Everyone needs to understand the real ownership picture.
A buyer focused only on getting into Carson City at the lowest possible number is going to miss out on problems that could become expensive later. Someone who looks at condition, location, monthly comfort, and future costs will make a stronger decision.
The best purchase is not always the cheapest one. It is the one that still feels manageable after closing. This is especially true with a market where homes can vary so much by age, condition, and location.
If you want Carson City to be an easy bargain, you might be disappointed. But when you want a thoughtful value decision, that market becomes very interesting. Now let's talk about who Carson City is for, because this video is not meant to sound negative.
This city can be a great fit for someone who wants a calmer Northern Nevada lifestyle with useful regional access. It can work well for buyers who appreciate local character, outdoor proximity, practical services, and a pace that feels a little bit more grounded than a larger city.
People who want to be near Reno, Tahoe, Carson Valley, and the broader region without living directly inside those markets are going to find a strong match here. Carson City can also make sense for buyers who know how to evaluate trade-offs.
The person who can balance charm, function, price, condition, location, lifestyle will have a much better experience here. The buyer does not need a city to be perfect. They need it to be aligned.
That's the real point of this conversation. Carson City doesn't have to be right for everyone. It only has to be right for you. A strong move starts with clarity. Do you want peace? Can you live with the convenience level? Will your housing options match your expectations? Does the weather fit your comfort? And are you realistic about driving?
Can your budget handle ownership? Will the lifestyle feel like a fit after the excitement of the move wears off? Those are the questions that really do matter. If several parts of this video made you hesitate, that is not actually a bad thing. It means you're actually thinking about it carefully. Sometimes the right answer is to keep comparing. Other times, the honest filter makes Carson City feel even more aligned.
That's exactly what you want before making a real estate decision. I'm Mirette Miller with the Larson Miller Group.
And I'm Jill Larson.
And we help buyers, sellers, move-up homeowners, and investors make confident real estate decisions throughout Carson City and Northern Nevada.
If you're attracted to Carson City but still are unsure whether the lifestyle it fits your needs, reach out and we can talk through the homes, the areas, the trade-offs, and other markets that you might not be considering.
Subscribe for more Carson City and Northern Nevada breakdowns, because the strongest move is the one you understand before you make it.